Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel.
Hi! Hello! 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 I'm still on screen. Hi! Hello everyone. My name is Michelle and welcome to my channel now. If you like what you see, please join the journey down below and all the little buttons down there. Press something. Like something good though, like one of these. Hi! My name is Michelle. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you can see by the title, we are doing Easter crafts today. Yay. Oh, that rhymed. Yes, so today we are doing Easter crafts. I am a crafter as a hobby. I enjoy it very much and I like to make my own decorations. I'm a new homeowner, so like making new stuff, I don't really have any decorations. So like when I go to the stores to look at the decoration, I'm always like, I can make that, I can make that, I can make that, I can make that. And so then I buy all the stuff to make it. Sometimes it's saving money because at this point I have such a bulk of things that like, I try to make things that I already have the product for, but some things I have to buy. So sometimes it's not necessarily beneficial price-wise, but sometimes it's more fun and they're mine and they're more meaningful to me. Anyways, I don't know why I'm explaining this. I like to make my own decorations for the holidays. This holiday is Easter. If you want to check out my other videos that I have a Valentine's Day, a Christmas, and a Halloween craft video. I'll link them all down below if you're interested in seeing those as well. But today we are doing Easter crafts. So I have my spring shirt on because we are very Eastery today. I have little flower earrings in and my green glasses. We are spring. It doesn't look like spring outside. It's really gray and shitty out. March, wait, what is it? April showers bring May flowers. It's March, so it's still like winter, but not really. Anyways, let's get started. We are doing 4 crafts today and then like one like little boner at the end. So I'm making a candlestick. I made a candlestick. We're doing like a wooden sign that's just like basic little wooden sign that you can like, you know, prop up on a shelf. Some paper mache letters that are moss paper mache letters. And then like a garland for my mantle. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. You guys like it here? I'm more comfortable here. My chair isn't as squeaky. This doesn't squeak. And yeah. So this is just the spare room bed. And look who's back there. Dumbo! He's cute. He lives in here. This is his bed. I'm gonna start with the candlestick. So, to make the candlestick, you need 2 round pieces of wood. I looked a few places for the decorative ones, but I couldn't find any anywhere, and I found just like these new natural pieces of just basic pieces of cut wood at Hobby Lobby. So I just bought 2 of those. The rod in the middle, I already own that, so I have that, but the one I have was really narrow. If I would go back and do this again, I would definitely recommend getting a thicker rod for this project. For sure, get a thicker rod, 100%. You need some plastic eggs and some paint if you want. Oh, and a drill. You need a drill for sure. So I started off by measuring the halfway point of the round circle wood. By doing that, you measure straight across or horizontally with your measuring tape, marking the halfway point. You then take your measuring tape vertically, matching it with your halfway point and marking the halfway point there, going horizontally, and that should find your center. Then I took an 11/64 inch drill rod that I had that I thought matched pretty perfectly with the rod that I had, and I drilled in the center part of both pieces of wood. So I did this 2 times measuring and then drilled the center a little bit, not all the way through, just about halfway through. From there, I took the rod and tapped it into the bottom piece of wood. From there, I took the plastic eggs and unhinged them and laid them flat and then drill just in the center. I kind of just eyeballed this one. And to be honest, these were not perfect by any means, but they were pretty darn close. One of them kind of cracked, but it looks fine. You can't even notice. From there, I took the eggs, put those aside, grabbed my pieces of wood, the bottom and the top, and I painted them with a light pink color. I used acrylic paint, white paint, acrylic chalk paint, pink, and a little bit of water because I kind of wanted it to be like a wash. And I spread that on, wiped away the excess, and just let that dry. I added some chalk paint, pink chalk paint. I have no idea what this is gonna look like. This is just an idea in my head that I wanted, I don't know. Pink chalk paint, this one. I got this from Walmart 1,000 years ago. Some acrylic white paint. I poured a little bit in there. There's some dog hair too, but don't look at that. And then I added water. So I'm gonna use this, just like throwaway paintbrush. I'm gonna stir these all together and see what we get. All right, we're gonna just like whitewash, but pink wash these. I then, after that, cut the rod to size using what, at first trying to use a drywall knife, and then fastly realizing that I used just some like plier knives, you know, like they're like the part, like wire cutters. I just used those and that worked just fine. If I can show this, but I only have a drywall saw. I don't have a saw, like a regular saw, and I don't want to use scissors to cut this because it will ruin my scissors or my kitchen knives. But I do have a drywall saw. It's a normal drywall saw. I used it to cut a hole in my drywall. But yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to use that to cut this. The drywall thing wasn't a good idea. Let me just say that. But it was the only saw I have. From there, I attached the top by using some E6000 glue, and I kind of like had to jimmy that in there a few times and go back and re-glue it a few times. This turned out super cute. I think it looks really good, but because I use such a skinny rod, it's a very uneven, so holding a candle, it does it, but I don't know how well it would hold a candle for life, like for a whole like Easter season, 40 days and 40 nights. Like I just don't know how long it would hold it. So I didn't actually put a candle on this, but I think it can be remade by using a thicker rod, a rod with more girth. Otherwise, this turned out really cute. I thought I was really gonna hate it because I didn't have the decorative pieces of wood that like had the edges, but actually I don't care. I think it looked really, really good regardless that it didn't have that. And it was easy. You have to use your drill, but that's easy. That's not hard at all. You kind of feel powerful when you're doing it, you know? Like, I did that. I made that with a drill. So, do it, make one. It's fun. Next up would be the wooden sign. And with that, it was super simple. And if you guys are new here, super simple is my love language. I love super simple. So we're going super simple wooden sign. I have so much random pieces of wood in my basement from crafts that I have never did, or me just being an overbuyer. And this was just a random piece of dark brown wood that I have in my basement that I'm pretty sure I got from Walmart forever ago. I went on Cricut and searched the templates, they're Easter templates, and I found one. I wanted a sign that said hop. I searched hop on Cricut and a template came up with the word hop and the O being an egg. And measured it to size that would fit onto that piece of wood. From there, I made a stencil using vinyl. It's easy, it peels right off and on, so I used that and cut out my stencil out of this vinyl and then put it onto my piece of wood. I then chose some cute Eastery pastel-y colors. I chose like a lilac lavender color, more of like a lilac color, and a fun like peachy orange. I did the O or the egg in orange and then the H and the P in pink. And I just kind of dabbed it on with a sponge brush. It turned out really cute. You just peel it. I peel it whenever it's still wet and just let it dry overnight. And it turned out really cute as I expected it to. Super easy, very easy to make if you have a Cricut. If not, you can find stencils at your local craft store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, wherever, I was gonna say PetSmart. Turned out really good. It looks super good on my little shelf, and it was a nice added piece of artwork that is good for the holiday season. This holiday season, being Easter. This Easter holiday. Pastels, we love it. Bring on the greenery. And when I say bring on the greenery, I mean moss. And that's a really good segue into our next craft. And our next craft being the paper mache moss letters that I made. Those paper mache letters I used the same ones for my Valentine's Day crafts, but this one is Easter and I used smaller ones. And these aren't really Easter, these are kind of like spring. These don't really have anything to do with Easter actually at all. But I also saw the word bloom whenever I was looking for ideas for this, and I really liked the word bloom. Was walking around Joann Fabrics kind of just trying to get ideas of what I was gonna do with these letters. Initially I was like, oh, I'm gonna do puff balls on them, and I'll show you why the puff balls didn't work, because I tried to do them on an egg, on a paper mache egg, and it's just not cute. This light is just terrible. Do you see this? Are you guys looking? Not good. So I'm really happy I didn't go with that because it would have ruined my letters. I was walking around and I saw at Joann Fabrics some decor that was covered in moss, and I was like, that's actually a really cool idea. And then I remembered that I have just bought a little bunny at Target that was covered in moss for like some decor, and I was like, what a cool idea if I could make my letters look like that. I couldn't, but I did something different, a little different, and it's really, they turned out so cute. And I didn't think they were going to, so I'm actually really proud of these. First off, I painted all the letters a darker, like deeper green color, and I colored those all over, let those dry, and then I started with the gluing process. I took pieces of the moss and kind of just like ripped it apart. I had two different kinds. I had more of a stringy, like Spanish moss, and I had more like everyday, like what you would think of moss, which is like on the ground, you know, in a forest, on a tree, growing in the sunlight moss. So I bought both of those, not knowing which kind would look good. In my head, I was thinking like maybe I could like intermingle them. Yeah, so I kind of just like ripped it apart. I quickly found out that I didn't like the Spanish moss at all. I didn't like the way that it looked. I didn't think that it looked good. So I scrapped the Spanish moss after a failed attempt on the bee. The bee went through the ringer on these letters. The bee went through the most. But I took some Mod Podge and just started Mod Podging moss onto the front of the bee, kind of carelessly, but still trying to keep it like on the letter. I attempted to do the sides on the bee and did not like the way it looked at all. Once I finished all the letters, I went through and like trimmed around the edges so it looked more uniform and clean. I still left like a few pieces that like were overgrown, but for the most part I trimmed around so you could really tell that it was like a B-L-O-O-M, like you could see the letters. To my surprise, these turned out really good. I slept on it. I left them downstairs after I was done and I was like, I don't know how these are gonna look. And I came downstairs the next day and I was like, you know what? I have to do that with like a lot of my projects. I was actually pleasantly surprised how well these turned out. I think they're a great addition to like a springy vibe in my house. I have a floral, like a big floral garland that goes on the mantle, and this looks so good up against that floral mantle, or that floral garland. It looks amazing. And then speaking of garland, I am a sucker for garland. I love the way they look on my mantle for different holidays. I made a heart one out of felt for Valentine's Day. I made a winter hat one for Easter, or for Christmas. I just really like the way they look. I think they're so cute. So I made a Easter one out of felt. I'm doing the same thing I did for the Valentine's Day one. Cut a few different like Easter-y shapes out of felt and then made the garland from that. So how I did this was went on to Cricut, searched on their templates, outline of a bunny and then an outline of a bunny's tail, and got those, and then did the same thing for a carrot and found one that had the sprout connected, and I thought, perfect. So I did 3 cutouts of the outline with the sprout of the carrot. So of orange, I did 3 of those. And then I went and did a slice and sliced off on Cricut, sliced off the sprout and did 3 just carrot cuts. So that way I had a back and a front to each carrot. From there, I cut out the green sprout separately and then glued the sprout onto the carrot top. Does that make sense? So that way it kind of just like fit together.
This one is so much thicker than this one. I didn't realize that when I bought it. So we'll see if the acrylic fabric felt will work with cutting. We'll see. And they're double, and then these I'm gonna glue on. And then I will sew them together and then stuff them. And then same with like that's to glue on, and then I did like a slice and I did this, you know, so I think it's gonna be cute.
So from there, it was time to get sewing. And this was the same thing. I just used a thicker string that I had left over from a different project, and I just strung them together. These were a little bit more difficult to string together. I don't know, I think I just don't have the same string that I was using before. What I had used before was something that my mom had. It was a little bit more difficult, but I managed and I got it done, and it looks so good. And then I stuffed them with old pieces of yarn that I had laying around, sewed them up, and they turned out really, really cute. I love them. Oh, I stringed them together by using a thicker string and just finding like the middle point at the top of each one and kind of just like sewing my way through. There was no way or rhyme or reason. I just found like an opening where I had already made a stitch and kind of just went underneath of it and just went along the way. They weigh nothing, and so I don't think that they're gonna fall off or anything. They're pretty secure. It turned out so cute. I have no regrets on anything. I think it looked amazing. I put it up on my mantle, and oh my God, it's really, really cute. It's really cute. And then my little boner that I have for you guys is just a painted egg, which actually matches my sweater perfectly. I wanted to do the puffballs on the eggs, and as you can see from this egg, it is not cute. I don't like the way it is, and I think the colors are maybe what I don't like. I think if I would have done the whole thing in pink, I would have liked it more, maybe. Either way, this is the dud, but I had one extra, so I'm just gonna paint little like daisies on it. I'm gonna paint it green and put like daisies on it. That's all. I'm so sorry, I forgot to record this. I stopped and ate, and then I just started painting this and I forgot to record, but I just put like daisy flowers all over it. That's it. I have an egg. A daisy egg. Significantly better than this. Okay, so that is all. So if you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you made any of these things, please comment or tag me in your post on Instagram. My Instagram is @MishkaDavis. It's right here. If you made it this far in the video, let me know which one of my crafts you thought was the best. Just interact with me, please. I'm lonely. Please interact with me. I'm lonely. All right, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Bye.